Hello guys, welcome back to Delta Bytes, where we learn, create and improve things, especially code. So today we are going to create a QR code with the help of ChatGPT. And without wasting much time, let's get started. So first of all, we are going to create 4 files in our folder where we'll be coding our QR code extension. So I'm going to open my folder here. With me here, you can see within the folder GPT QR code, I have an icon file here, an icon.png, which I've downloaded from the internet. Then we are going to create 4 files. The first file we are going to create is a manifest.json. This is where the information about our QR code extension will be stored or will be held. So the next file is going to be a HTML code, where file where the QR code will load, that is. So pop-up dot html, and the other file will be pop-up dot csv. This one we are going to structure our HTML through kind of nicer. So the last file, it will be our JavaScript file, where it will have function that will enable us to generate the QR code. So in our going to use a brain text in our manifest file. Let's get back to ChatGPT and see how. So this is the question that I asked the ChatGPT: create a simple QR code generator Chrome extension. And ChatGPT said creating a simple QR code generator Chrome extension requires some knowledge of HTML, CSS for structuring, and JavaScript, that is for functionality, and so as to enable a QR to respond with, for instance, clicking of buttons and so on. So here is a step-by-step guide to creating one. So set up a new Chrome extension project. In my case here, I've already named mine GPT QR code. Then let me minimize this one. Create a new folder for your extension, and inside the folder create a new file named manifest.json file. This file will contain information about your extension. So in your manifest.json file, add the following code. So let's copy the code and then see what the code does. Okay, this is the code. Let's first save it. So we have the name of our QR of our extension QR code generator. It will be okay. We are going to rename this to, no, we are going just to extend the name. We are going to call it GPT, because we are being helped by the ChatGPT, that is. So we are going to call it GPT slash QR code generator. Version will be 1.0, manifest version 2. Description: a simple QR code generator Chrome extension. Yeah, it will mean like that. Then here we are going to add something, adding maybe our website, or where somewhere people can visit and see, to get to see our Chrome extension. In my case, I'm going to put my YouTube channel, that is. So here we are going to add a home home page underscore URL, then full colon, then so you're going to https://youtube.com/@databytes. That is, this will be okay. Here we can as well add www. Let me see whether I've write it correctly. Yeah, search for it. Let see, right? Okay, yeah, this is our channel, so that means we load it correctly. So then here we have the icons, and in my case here we should cross with a comma. I'm going to script this. I'm going to do away with this. I'm going to delete it. Then here in browser action, we have our default title, where our for instance, like this one, if you hover over these icons already have installed here, you can see the name appearing there. So it is one that will be appearing here. Or if you open the, what do we call it, extension folder, where yeah, you get to see our name here. That is, so let's close that and get back to this. So default pop-up, this is the pop-up HTML that it will open, or the file that we created here, this pop-up HTML. And here there is some error which might release some error afterwards. Yeah, I have to rename it like that. Then here down we are going to add our icon, our default icon, default icon. And this icon is the one that I showed you, which is already in my folder here. This one, this icon here, that will be shown on here after installing our extension. Then we are done with that file. Let's get back here and see what next. So this code set the name, version, description, and icons for your extension, and set up a browser action button with a pop-up window, which with the help of the pop-up HTML. That is, so the next thing we are going the next step will be creating a pop-up file. We have already created this one. This file will contain the HTML code for your pop-up window. Yeah, in pop-up the foreign code. So we are going to copy it or open our file using Sublime Text and paste our code. Control S to save. Then this file contains our QR code title, as you can see it here, QR code. Then it links to the pop-up to the style sheet, cascade style sheet here, but it is not we have not written anything in it, or we have not structured the HTML using the CSS. We will do it in a bit. Then here in the body we have the QR container. Then we have we create a button with an ID of generate button. This button will have this name, generate QR code. Then we call our JavaScript file down here. So the next move will be, let's go back to ChatGPT. This code set up a basic structure of your pop-up window and includes a button and a container for the QR. Create the pop-up CSS file that will structure our HTML. This file will contain the CSS code for your pop-up window. In pop-up, add the following code. Let's copy it. We are going to analyze the go. Yeah, so it is going to set our body with a width of a square 200 by 200 pixel, a 200 pixel width and a height of 200 pixel. Then our QR container, this one, it is going to have a margin of 20 pixel auto, that is each side will have a margin of 20 pixel. Then we a width of 150 pixel, a height of 150 pixels. So this to mean it will be a square kind. A background color of is this white? Yeah, kind of white, this one, and a border of black, this one, where it will have a lining of 1 pixel solid, that is. Then the generate button will display a kind of a rectangle, that is with a margin of 10 pixel auto. That means each margin top, margin bottom, margin left and margin right will have a space or a margin of 10 pixel each. So let's continue and see the rest. This code styles the element in your pop-up window, setting the size of window, the size of QR code container and the style of the button. Then last, create a pop-up JavaScript file. We have already done that. This file will contain the JavaScript code for your pop-up window, or it will in short, it will contain the functions that when you click that window, it will trigger whichever function it has been assigned to, with the reference of ID. You get the element by ID. So in pop-up JavaScript file and the following code. So you're going to copy it and analyze it. So here is our JavaScript open with Sublime. We paste and make sure we save first. So we have a document. We add a listener event with the help of DOM content loaded. Where are we? Here. And a function will have these two variables, where QR container, this what is it? It will reference where do we reference? It will search our pop-up HTML with ID. It will search this QR code, this variable with an ID of QR container, as you can see here. Document get element by ID. So it will search for our HTML file until it gets this ID or an element with this ID. Then we set another variable, generate button. Then it will also get an element with an ID of generate button, this one, so as you can see here. So it will come to our HTML and look for these two IDs in reference to document.get element by ID. Then after getting those IDs, it will add an event listener, which it will be listening for a click. For instance, maybe okay, let's say maybe let me enlarge. This one here you can't. I don't think we can enlarge. We can't. But initially, what I'm saying, for instance, maybe you can see my cursor where it is. For instance, let's say we press on this. It is okay. Our JavaScript or our event listener will be listening for us when we press on this like this. It will be listening and then trigger another function from there. So generate a button, add event listener. When we click it, then it will have to trigger this function, chromes.tabs get selected a null, then a function of tab. Whichever tab is opened it will be reasoning and then scope the URL. Yeah, to be as that. So a variable, it will will set a variable URL tab.url in reference to this function. Then we are going to use this QR code with the help of this API from Google. So as you can see here, let me show you. It will use a QR code using the Google Chat API. So our extension will be using a Google API, a Google Chat API to generate our QR. Then it will embed our encoded URL component, our URL, that is this, which it was captured up here. What is it here? tab.url. you see, using this function here up. So our QR container.inner.html, it will embed an image source with a QR code which was set up here using Google Chat API. Then it will wait for 1 second for it to print or for it to appear, and that's all. Then we are going to install our extension and experiment with it. So what we are going to do, we are going to cap into a browser menu here, then go to the extension file here, and initially it will be closed and on this developer mode here. So you'll have to activate it, and these 3 options will appear: load unpacked, pack extension, and update. So we are going to load unpacked here. We are going to open it, and then we are going to go to our folder where our files resides. We are going to select it, to select that folder, and here select and you see extension loaded. As you can see, our extension is already installed here. But if you look up here, upside here, you can't see it. You have to activate it. We're going to press on this extension button here. Then you can see the others which are activated appear in blue pin. So ours is in gray. This means it is not activated. You have to left click on this and to pin it or to activate it, and now you can see it. You can get to see it here. If you can remember, if you hover over it here, you can see our name, QR code generator, which was what is it, this one here, title. So let's see, let's get to C8. Let's get to C8. If you press it, it is going to scope this URL, and it is going to wait for 1 second, and you will see a QR code appears. So let's left click and count 1. Yeah, it's there. Then you're going to generate QR code. If you press, it will wait for a bit, and then a QR code appears. If you use your mobile phone and scan the code, you're going to see this and that URL here. So up here, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but for a little bit I connect my camera, maybe click on our channel, and this time click and press generate. As you can see, let's get our phone, and we are going to scan it, and you can see it is our channel here. I hope you are seeing it. Yeah, it's like that. So that's for today, guys. Make sure to like this video, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe. Cheers, guys. See you back on the next video. Goodbye.